morning everyone and welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. I am going to open the advent calendar. Yesterday was kind of a fail when I tried to show you the tea, so I changed the angle and we're gonna do it like this today. Oh, a black tea! Oh, I haven't had this one either. I think the first two teas are new to me. I am gonna steep this right now, and of course I will save some for hubby. I did end up re-steeping the chai from yesterday. It was pretty close to bedtime, so I only had a tiny sip, and I still ended up waking up in the middle of the night to have to use the washroom. But I had quite a bit this morning. I'm gonna polish off the rest so I can use the same mug. I do like opening the chocolate first, and hubby is already at work. So we have matcha again. There's a lot of matcha in here. And so yesterday's must not have been caramel because this one is caramel. The one I had yesterday did taste a little bit like caramel, so maybe it was dulce de leche. But this one's caramel and this one's matcha. So I will put the bag back for hubby to have his surprise when he gets home. I am about to join a writing session and I'm going to be doing my morning pages. But before that, I thought I would taste the tea so it doesn't get too cold. So this apparently is one of the nicest Assams available. The golden liquor has classic thickness that is juicy and deliciously malty. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Ding. It smells really good. It smells like black tea. That is really nice. There was an Assam last year as well that I really enjoyed from the tea house, and I can't remember what it was, so I'll have to look back in my previous vlogs. I'm pretty sure it wasn't this one. I don't think I have enough, like my palate isn't refined enough to be able to tell all of the different notes in different types of tea. I'm learning that my tastes are very, like, I notice certain things, but I don't notice certain things. This is really good, very easy to drink, a little bit of tannins, but not too much. And I only steeped this for 2 minutes, so I do plan to steep it again. Oh, I love Fridays. For my walk today, I am going to head to the grocery store. I don't need anything for tonight's dinner. I'm using all stuff that we have. For dinner, I'm going to be making like a spicy shrimp with some egg fried rice. But I want to go pick up some more fruit, and as well, I'm going to go to Kettleman's to stock up on some bagels. I got the bagels. They smell so good. They're really warm and fresh. The bagels were so fresh and so warm that there was a lot of condensation on the paper bag, so it ripped when I tried to take it out. The person at Kettleman's gave me 13 bagels, so I got a baker's dozen. That was such a nice surprise. So that clip you just watched is my new lunchtime routine, and I came up with this idea when I was testing out the exercises in my book, specifically with the food chapter during the Eat at Home challenge, and I noticed that lunchtime for me was like usually a very quick meal. I always sit here and I try to eat with no distractions, and for the most part I'm pretty good at not having external distractions. I noticed that I have still a lot of internal distractions, so focused on what's in my head, things that I have to get back to or that I want to get back to doing. I really didn't like that I was rushing through my lunch and not even like realizing that I was eating sometimes. So I wanted to come up with a way to be more intentional at lunchtime. I don't have the same issue at dinner time. Usually my dinners are like a nice pace, very relaxed. So what I thought to do was every day during lunch, and this is weekdays as well as weekends, I carve out half an hour, non-negotiable time. Half an hour may not seem like a lot of time, and in the grand scheme of things, it isn't. But because I usually just have a bagel for lunch, or maybe I'll have overnight oats or whatnot, I can eat stuff like that in like 2 minutes if I'm like not thinking. If I'm just like scarfing things down, 2 minutes and I'm done lunch. But now that I am setting aside half an hour non-negotiable for my lunchtime, I'm feeling a lot less distracted. And I do feel like I can sit and enjoy my food. So I close my computer. I don't check my phone. Sometimes I'll check right at the beginning or right at the end, but I try to keep my phone kind of like face down so I'm not interrupted. And when I started taking that time, I fell into a really natural rhythm. So what I'll do at the beginning is I will empty the dishwasher. Hubby and I are really bad at emptying the dishwasher, and for some reason we couldn't get into a groove. It was always like very, very full before we would empty it. As I'm feeding Lulu and preparing my lunch, I will empty the dishwasher, and that gets done every day now, and I can't tell you how good that feels. When my lunch is ready, which is the stage that I'm at now, I'm having one of the bagels I purchased today with cream cheese and cherry jam. I will sit and I will enjoy it. I will look at my food, I will smell it, chew my food. I try to chew my food 20 times at least, and some things you can't chew for that long. Overnight oats, you're basically just chewing your saliva. But with a bagel, if I take a big enough bite, I could get like 30 chews out of it, and I don't count every single bite that I take, but sometimes I'll just like mentally count in my mind how many times I'm chewing. So if I'm eating in that way, a bagel might take me 5 or 10 minutes to finish. Of course, I still have some time after, so I will tidy up a little bit. I'll do the dishes, I'll wipe down the counters, and then by that time, usually 30 minutes has elapsed, and I might get like a little snack. Today I'm gonna have my Lindt chocolate, but during the Eat at Home challenge, I had like a little bowl of granola, and I would eat that slowly, and then I would be ready to go back to work. So it felt a lot more spacious and leisurely. It felt like a break in the middle of the day. I wasn't just like rushing through my food, trying to get back to my desk. And the other thing that feels really good, just like internally, is that I feel like I'm giving food the attention it deserves. It's a source of nourishment, and I want to honor it and appreciate it. That is what came out of testing my food exercises this time around, and I have a feeling, because this has been the pattern so far, I've done the exercises twice, and both times different things have come up for me. I think every time I do the exercises, something new will come up, and that's just feels really rewarding. It feels like this is a book I could reference for the rest of my life. Even with setting up the camera and vlogging, my lunch was only around 40 to 45 minutes, and now I'm feeling very refreshed. My belly is very happy. Before I get back to my paid jobs though, I want to do a few things for my personal finances. So I want to update my finances spreadsheet with the purchases I made today. I bought some papaya from Farm Boy, and I also bought the bagels. As I'm updating my finances spreadsheet, I also wanted to mention that I've tested out the money chapter in my book, and that was fruitful as well. What came out of that this time around is that I really need to stop checking my investments, and I have stopped for the most part. When I first started investing, this was probably in the year 2000 when I graduated from university and started my first full-time job. But essentially for 20 years as an investor, from 2000 to 2020, I very rarely checked my investments. Sometimes I would rebalance stuff, but I wouldn't really look at gains or losses, only at the end of the year when I was reconciling my spreadsheet. And because I have like so many reconciliations to do, I reconcile all of my credit cards, my cash on hand, my bank accounts. Because I'm looking at so many numbers, it all becomes kind of like just math, and I don't register gains or losses in that way, in that like psychology of money type way. There's no anxiety with loss. There's no like, exuberance with gains. It's just, they're just numbers on a screen. But then in the year 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic, I fell into this news rabbit hole. And that included financial news. So I started looking at stock prices. I made one of my investment accounts a fun account, and I just picked individual stocks, which is something that I've never done with great success. So I try to stay away from it. I don't recommend picking individual stocks or investing in individual stocks. But, you know, like everyone's strategy is different. I'm just not good at it. But for some reason, maybe because I was watching the news a lot and I thought, you know, I could beat the markets, I made one of my accounts like a fun play account, and it's like way down, of course. Thankfully, it's just a small portion of my investments. But every time I see that account, and even with downturns in general now, because I was tracking it more closely, I felt a lot of anxiety. And it wouldn't propel me to take any action though, which is good, because you don't want to be like making financial decisions from a place of like stress and anxiety, but I would still feel it and it would still affect me. So when I was testing out the self-reflection exercises in my money chapter, I really became aware of that shift from not really checking and not really being concerned with the state of my investments to checking very diligently, almost on a daily basis. I would feel down on the weekends and on like stat holidays when the markets were closed. That was at the height of my checking. That, of course, has tapered off because I don't watch the news anymore, and my interests in general have just shifted away from that sort of information. But I realized that I was still checking my accounts periodically and reconciling them more than once a year, usually on a monthly basis. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't have any plans to take action. I don't plan to sell any of my investments. So I decided to stop. I'm not going to do that anymore. That came right out of my money chapter, and I'm very grateful for that. So I don't have that anxiety anymore, and I'm feeling really good about my investments in general. I'm still dollar cost averaging. I'm still investing, and it feels good just to not look at it with such a careful, close eye. Here is the dinner I made. We're gonna share this bowl of shrimp, and this is my serving of fried rice. Hubby is home now. We're about to have dinner together, and he's going to taste the tea. I have a bit left. He already said it must be black tea.
Yeah, tastes like black tea.
It is.
I like black tea.
It's Assam Gingia. Hubby's already opened his chocolate as well. So after dinner, I'm going to enjoy my caramel Lindor, and as well, I'm going to have some of the cut up papaya I bought today. It is windy and rainy today, so I don't feel like going out. I haven't been out for my walk yet, and it's already 11 o'clock. I think I'll go a little later when it's still going to be windy, but at least the rain will have stopped. Hubby and Lulu are going to open Advent Calendar Day 3.
Mugicha. It's called Mugicha.
Oh, Mugicha. This is a caffeine-free herbal infusion from Japan. I've never had this before, and I've never even heard of it. I'm kind of excited about that. What chocolates do we have? Oh, it smells. I'm not sure what it smells like.
Candy cane. Like candy cane.
I love candy cane.
Another winter one.
I think that one is
White chocolate.
white chocolate with milk chocolate on the outside. It smells.
Milk chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Right? It smells chocolatey.
Chocolatey but earthy too.
Yeah, chocolatey.
It smells really interesting. They're like little grains.
It was like cocoa.
You want to try it now?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna steep it now. Where it says preparation, it says use 1 teaspoon per cup, add boiling water, and steep for 7 minutes. For stronger infusions, grind the roasted barley with mortar and pestle. Use the finer pieces for the infusion. You can also make this cold, like a cold brew where you steep it for 4 hours.
Holy.
That is so interesting. I'm excited to try this. I think this is why I like the Tea House Advent calendar. It's very different every year. They don't just give you the same teas, but in like different slots or for different days. It's like changing up the order. They're actually things I've never tried. And I've gotten this Advent calendar. This is my 3rd or 4th one. And there haven't been that many repeats. There've been a few. But I like that this is so different. I think that's okay. This is what I've done. Go ahead and put that in here. I'm very curious to try this. And you may have noticed that hubby and I have a new kettle. So this was a kettle that hubby's colleague actually purchased for work. But he has since switched jobs and he said he didn't want the kettle anymore. So he and hubby were sharing it at work and hubby decided to bring it home and bring our old kettle to work. But then our old kettle is, it broke. It's like not turning on anymore. So now hubby has to use the communal kettle. But we have a nice new kettle. Gooseneck kettle. It's awesome. All right, I'm gonna set the timer for 7 minutes. Oh, it smells really strong.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I wonder if I'm gonna like this. The packaging says that this is more savory than sweet, and it also says that you can add a touch of honey. So maybe I'll try it on its own, and if I'm not a huge fan, I'm gonna see what honey does to it. It smells burnt, almost. Like smoky. Let's try it. Cheers.
Smells like dirt.
Huh?
Smells like dirt.
Yeah. Oh, it's not bad.
It doesn't really taste so much.
It tastes like barley.
It does.
It tastes like a smoky barley. I don't think I need to add maple syrup to this or honey or anything like that. I like it. I don't.
It's very mild.
Yeah, I don't find it like super savory or anything. I like it. It's good. It tastes like it tastes like.
It's like thirst quenching.
That's what it says. It's funny that you said that. An extremely refreshing, cooling beverage. Mugicha will quench your thirst. Oh, on a hot, humid summer day in Japan, you can find just about everyone drinking cold steeped mugicha. Did we try this? On the, when we were climbing Mount Fuji. Remember we stopped for the tea? They gave us like a little cold cup of tea. On the bottom half. It's good. I like it. I don't know if I would drink this all the time just because it's a lot of work to have to grind it up. But it's nice flavor. I do find like there's a light sweetness. It's like that barley, ricey sweetness. She doesn't like her paw rubbed. She tolerated it for so long. I'm so glad I waited to take my walk because it is nice out now. I'm just gonna head to the grocery store to buy some crackers and a few other things. Hubby is working the evening shift today, which means I'm gonna have snacks for dinner. I think I might just have cheese and crackers and call it a night. I just rotated my closet, which is something I've had on my list for a long time, and I did half of it, but I didn't do like the top stuff because I have to climb onto the shelving. But I finally did it. It feels really good. I really felt like wearing this, my velvet duster, so I went ahead and put that on. I was also able to declutter a few things, not many. I think I only let go of 4 things. I purchased a few things recently from Shein. I only ended up keeping the periwinkle sweatshirt that I was wearing yesterday, and I also got 2 sleep sets. The light strip is inspired by the sweatshirt I wore yesterday, and as well, I did this exercise from my book. I was testing it out. I'm working on the creativity chapter. That chapter needs a lot of work. It's getting closer to where I think it needs to be. But this exercise was so much fun. It's an exercise that I'll be doing over 3 days, and I'm gonna do something similar today as well. I read this book recently on the flight to Halifax, actually. The book was called Draw Your Day by Samantha Dion Baker, and it was awesome. Very, very inspiring. She basically does journal entries where she draws what happened in a day. I don't know if she does it every day anymore, but I think she did a challenge where she posted on Instagram every day for a while, maybe for a year. And oh my goodness, so inspiring. Her drawings are beautiful. Such a good way to journal your day and just have like a nice keepsake after. I'm not talented enough to do that. My drawing is pretty horrible, and I get a lot of, I get stuck a lot because I don't know what I'm doing, and I just overthink it. It takes me a really long time. Lots of inner critic stuff comes up. So I didn't want to draw my day, but instead I decided to play with the stickers that I have. And I did kind of like a sticker collage of my day, and it was so much fun. I loved stickers as a child, and I actually still have a lot of the stickers from my childhood. I wish I still had the Garbage Pail Kids stickers, but those got lost in like one of our many moves. But I have this entire box of stickers. It's completely full, and a lot of these were from my childhood. I never wanted to use them as a child because I liked collecting them. I wanted to look at them all the time. I would sort through my sticker collection. I would just like look through all of the stickers that I had. I would touch all the fuzzy ones all the time, and it was just such a joy to have them. I didn't have like a lot of toys and fun things as a child, so my sticker collection was very precious to me. But now as an adult, it doesn't exactly make me sad to see the stickers all in a box, but I wish I could use them. So I do try to use them. I use them to decorate my journal. I also use them if I'm sending snail mail. I'll just decorate that with stickers and just random little things. For the holiday gift exchange last year with my friend, when I sent her like little notes and quotes and such, I folded up the little origami paper into like a little envelope, and I put a sticker on top, and it turned out really well. I was super happy with it. So I like using stickers now. I don't feel like saving them anymore, but I don't have anything really to do with them aside from little things here and there. So yesterday I decided I wanted to use the stickers to do a little collage of my day inspired by that book that I read, and it turned out like this. so happy with it. Anyway, back to the closet. So I bought those few pieces from Shein, and I also purchased 3 long-sleeved t-shirts from Chinatown. They were 3 for $17.99, so a really good deal. I bought a green one, the one I wore on Vlogmas Day 1, and then I also bought a red one and a bright blue one. The reason I bought a few new pieces is because I want to add some color back into my wardrobe. I still love wearing black and gray. I love navy blue, but I do also really like pops of color, especially when I look back on old photos. I'm like, oh, I wore a lot more color, and it looks like bright and cheerful, and it just like really catches my eye. Hubby is working tonight, and he got a call from his manager, and he's actually going to be working a double shift. So he's going to be working 16 hours. So he won't be home until tomorrow morning. I'll be awake by then. I think he's going to come home at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I usually wake up at 5 or 6. So I will be up and I will be here to greet him. But I've got this huge expanse of time by myself. Of course, I'm going to be sleeping for 8 hours of it. I really do enjoy being home on my own on Saturday night though. I just put the hockey game on. There's usually a double or a triple header, and I just get into the flow with whatever it is I'm doing. Tonight, I'm going to be editing this vlog. I'm also going to be editing my book progress update, and I'm going to be, of course, working on my book and doing my sticker collage. So I'm very excited for the evening. I feel like I'm going to get a lot done and it's going to feel really good. I'm steeping this new tea from the tea house. I bought this with the advent calendar. I saw that they had what looked like a new tea. I didn't actually realize that it's a brand new blend that they made for their 20th anniversary, but it's called Lemon Lavender, and it's really, really, really good. It's so fragrant. You can definitely smell the lemon. So this is green rooibos, lemongrass, lemon peels. That's what gives it the strong, strong lemon scent, French lavender, and natural flavor. It's delicious. So that's steeping away, and I'm going to be having that as my herbal infusion tonight. So that is going to be it for Vlogmas Day 3. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.